Oh, I love it, Kim. What you eating?
We are.
I hope we're not live.
Popcorn?
Hey, ladies, we are live. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
They acting like they're home.
So welcome to the Business Behavior Podcast. Oh, yes, technology is good when it's good, but it's bad when it's bad. Thank you all for your patience. We are running a little bit behind. We had some technology issues, but thank you all to our sister friends who are here joining us today. I'm your host, Kelly P. Hodges, and this is my co-host,
Chandra Brooks.
You know what? Y'all know that every month I have to go through this with Sharon. We got to get her hyped up for the show. And our budget does not allow for a hype person. So I'm the host, co-host, and the hype person. It's too much.
We need to hire Kim Roxy.
Kim Roxy.
Oh, yeah, she'll get you going.
She gets to go.
Let's do it. Come on,
I hear her in my sleep.
I know.
hear her in my sleep on Fridays.
Kim have your edge.
So tonight, welcome to Business Behavior Podcast, and we're so excited. This is an ode to Women's History Month.
Yes.
We're ending the month talking to a group of very affluent African American women who are making history every day as business owners, as mothers, as aunts, as auntie mommies, as great aunts, as grandparents, no grandparents. Okay, I'm not gonna wish that on y'all. No grandparents. Okay, look at Shantae like, no. So we are just excited that you could join us, and I hope you all just learn something from us as we talk to these everyday women about our sister circle and how to select the right sister circle. So, ladies, we're gonna, without further ado, I'm gonna introduce it. Well, Chandra, you can introduce them because I'm too excited. Go ahead.
She is so funny, y'all. She is all the way live over here. So tonight on the podcast, we have Kim Floyd. We have Shantae. Shantae, I can't. Thompson, you know I can't see, so.
Okay. So then she just talked about me not being.
Then we have Kim to the L to the A to the M to the I to the K.
Love me.
And it's Roxy, R-O-X-I-E.
Okay, Kim Roxy. Kim Roxy, and then we also have Jackie with Melodrama.
Melodrama Boutique, Jackie.
She keeps us right. She
Yes.
keeps us right.
Yes, she does.
And last but not least, our big sister, Miss Karen Carter
Richards.
Richards.
She can't see. I'm sorry, y'all. I should have done the introductions.
Karen Carter Richards with
The OG.
How are you doing tonight? How are you doing?
I'm good. Glad to see my sister circle.
I know. And that's a great segue to, we want to talk about how to select the right sister circle. Like, how did you all come together? Like, how did this all start?
Wow, I don't even remember. Oh,
That was you, Kelly.
It was you.
With the American Heart Association. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
This is what sizzled down from that group.
Right.
Yes. That's right. You're absolutely right. And we were having a good time at American Heart Association prior to my mutual separation. So,
is that what it was?
we all remain free. And we're going to talk a little bit about that later on in the show. How you overcome obstacles and how your sister friends really help you to overcome those obstacles. So we're excited to have Kim Floyd with us. Kim, so again, all of us came together from our work with the American Heart Association, and our friendship and camaraderie just, stayed. We just, gelled. I think there was originally about 12 of us, and we kind of, dwindled down to just us, a handful, and we've stayed connected now. I guess it's at least 6 years now. We've all been connected. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm so appreciative of the sister circle. So, what's been the importance of the sister circle to you all? I'll start with Kim Floyd.
Wow, this circle has really been just not only sisters, but you guys are, mentors, sponsors. And I don't know if everybody understands when I say a sponsor, I don't mean like a financial sponsor. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have sisters I can call Karen, I can call Kim Roxy, I can call Jackie, I can call Shantae. Mm-hmm. Hey, I need, to get an introduction to someone. Can you help me with something? They know that, I'm going to do right by them. They can trust that if they recommend me or refer me, I'm not going to do anything to tarnish their name or their brand. So, you guys have all been that to me. And that's really important in a sister circle.
It is.
Shantae?
Ditto what Kim said. I think it's important because we do need mentors. I was a new entrepreneur coming into the sister circle. And so I was able to gather nuggets from everybody in order to be successful now. And to have the success that I've had, I've been able to call on everyone who's on here to say, hey, have you had this happen before? Where can I find this? Jackie and I work together lots. Kim and I work together. I'm always calling Kim, and Kelly and I talk, once a week. Karen's the OG, and she's always up to give us information, and Kim as well. So it's been a good ride. It's really good to have people that you can call and talk to and get advice from.
And that you can trust. I think that
Trust.
Yeah, that's trust. How important is the trust factor in your sister circle?
Kim, can you answer that? How important is the trust?
Yeah, I think it's extremely important. I think one thing, if someone didn't catch what you said, but really what you said was we united in service. And so in service is where we united. We didn't just, pick each other up somewhere and go, oh, I like what you got on. Oh, I like that. It was united in service. And when you see someone that's willing to serve others, volunteer, that is somebody I would be interested in getting to know better, right? And so then as that happened, we developed this trust and this bond where we can talk about things. Our text message thread is off the chain. You see everybody start laughing. There's some things in that thread.
In the thread.
That cannot get out, right? And so I know that I can share different things and it's not going beyond that. And for that, I'm grateful for, because we need a safe space to be. And then at the same time, also uplift us all at the same time. So let you be you, but then also uplift you at the same time. So I appreciate that.
And we appreciate you. Jackie, what's your, we haven't heard from you. How?
The question changed, so I didn't know where we.
I'm trying to keep up.
Let's come on, Sister Circle. I'm ready.
Y'all have to know that that's Jackie.
Thank you, Jackie. I thought it was me.
We were talking about the importance of trust in the sister circle.
Okay, it is important. I think with all of our businesses, and we do some of the same thing, but similar things. I think our backgrounds and, we have a lot in common as far as some of us being HBC graduates and all of that great stuff. And like you say, having, I think the age difference of us as well and similarities, I've always been able to, and that's, so being able to trust women from different ages, backgrounds, and the diversity that we all share is important. It's been great and amazing for me. I've enjoyed just learning the things in this sister circle more than anything as well about, how to, people think because you've been in business for a long time that you don't still have learning curves and stumbling blocks. But it's always good to know that you have people around you that's been in that business, whether less than or more than, that you can kind of turn to for good information and I just learn from them constantly. Like I'm forever learning something new. And then I love the fact that we can work with each other's businesses in our circle, whether I love utilizing my space to share pop-ups and do events and do things like that. Partnering, as me and Kim Roxy are talking about doing some stuff later on in the spring. And right now I'm working with you guys over there at the 4 Times, Karen Carter Richards, and all my past dealings with Toss Couture. And, I love you, Miss Kim, and all that you do. And Kelly, you're my PR marketing person. So what you do for branding and all of that. So I just love that we're constantly feeding and working with each other and utilizing each other's skills outside of and inside of the friendship, like we share each other's resources and information, like Kim was saying earlier. So that's a big trust thing, being able to open yourself up and be okay with, whatever you're doing, and knowing it's all in good heart, good spirit, and support.
And shout out to Alex.
Yeah,
right.
Shout
I
out
was
to
gonna say
Alex.
she's
Oh, I'm
behind
sorry.
the scenes.
I thought her face was going to be here. And
Well,
yes,
yeah.
our other media personality, Miss Alex, is
Yeah,
on here as well.
Alex is part of our sister circle as well, but she also produces the podcast, so she can't do both tonight. But Alex Green,
Yes, she can.
Alex, you all could have seen her.
She can do all things.
Right.
Down the water on the back end. But I do want you to know that Alex Green Media, she works with us with Hodges Communications Group. She's a part of our sister circle. As a matter of fact, she's probably the youngest member, I think, of our sister circle.
She is the baby sister.
Yeah, she's the baby sister, and she loves to call me an old head. Y'all old heads. Yeah.
Y'all old head. What does that put me?
And ironically, my social media guru and person that I deal with for Das Couture. So we're all kind of intertwined and interconnected somehow.
And I think that's the other thing that we're able to do. Like, we really keep our money in our sister circle. Like, and Kim will tell you, and when Karen and I or any of us are getting ready for an event, we call Kim and say, Kim, can you come and do our makeup? Kim, can we get such and such? Or Jackie, well, what you got down there? We're going to so and so. We're gonna need an outfit. Or for me, Das Couture has really introduced me to a whole new way of life, because I was never like a t-shirt person. Now I have a whole armoire full of Das Couture, Melodrama, YMCA t-shirts that I iron and fold, and they're ready to go. So I think we do really good with connecting and networking. And of course, with the Forward Times, who's also a client of Hodges Communications Group. And I get fired every day. I mean,
right.
But it is what it is. I just come and sit and wait.
She's not telling the truth.
I love it.
You're fired.
And I think, Karen, you mentioned something while everyone was laughing. You mentioned you tell her the truth. So how does that carry over in the sister circle when you're very truthful? And oftentimes we don't want to hear the truth. So what is your experience with that within the sister circle?
That
was for you.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think it's very important. I think if you can't, I guess I've been in the game a long time, and you got to be able to level with people, period. But most importantly, the sister circle. We have to be truthful with each other when we see that. Especially with me being the oldest, when you see your young sisters coming along and there's certain moves you make, and you say, that's not so right, because they're not thinking about certain things. You got to be able to just say that. If you really care about that person, you got to be able to say that, hey, you were wrong, or hey, you could have handled that a little differently. And I'm a person, I'm not sure about everybody, but I know Kelly's like this. We don't always, I tell people all the time, I don't always know how to make stuff pretty. I just say it. But I think in this sister circle, the support we give each other, the honesty is very important, key. And you might get mad for a minute, but then you're okay. And I think in the long run, each of us appreciate that advice that we get from one another, because we know it's coming in love.
Straight, no chaser is what I call Karen.
And I call it bottom line.
but with that straight no chaser, it allows that individual to grow also,
right?
Which is what is important when you're trying to get to that next level,
right?
Whatever you're trying to achieve,
and especially in business, I think we often have conversations, because one of the things I tell Jackie, and working for her and being her friend, that Jackie, you got to do better with delegating. And because people know her brand has grown, Melodrama has grown, and people still want to pick up the phone and call her. And I have to say, Jackie, have them call me, because you forgot. You're not going to be able to handle that. It's her shopping season. She's going to do major buys. You don't have time to handle those things. And you have to feel comfortable with telling people as you grow, oh, I have a person that handles that for me. And sometimes people may be like, oh, I can't talk to you no more. But the idea is that as you continue to grow and get to the next level, you have to have people in place to help you with things. And Karen, oh my God, I'm still working on her with that.
Well, you know what, and you have to get to that point because you don't want to be, in my business, I was like the number 2 man for many years, 35 years. So it was hard for me to, when I would go to different, flying and going and traveling a lot. And I see people, in the industry, they had people answering that did nothing but sit there and handle their emails. And I would sit there and watch it because I was doing all that. I was so used to doing everything. It took a long time for me to say, listen, you can't do that anymore. You need some help. And now, hey, I've gotten real comfortable after that. I was like, when we were setting up, I was like, wait a minute, y'all, what should I do? My people are here. So you learn fast. If you want to survive and your business and your company is growing, you better get some people.
Yeah.
So I'm really appreciative of any one of you ladies. I can always call if I need you for anything, and I'm very appreciative of that.
So let's switch gears a bit. I want to recognize people that have joined us. Sean Graham says hello to everybody, and of course we got Keith J. Davis Sr., Mr. D. Morris himself, watching us today. And Jimmy Jones is watching us. He's Alex's better half. Thank you for keeping Alex in line and allowing her to deal with our foolishness 24/7. And Miss Rosalind, thank you for joining us. Hello to you. And of course, Krista, Dr. Levi Glover, who we can call on to volunteer at any time at any of our events. Thank you, Krista, for joining us. So let's flip the script and maybe talk a little bit about business, Chandra.
So, as Black-owned business owners, how do you appeal to other demographics?
And is that of interest to you?
Yeah, it's an interesting, trying to diversify your brand and your business is interesting. Me being in Third Ward and being there 18 years, between social media, trying to, interest. I'm in a community now where it's regentrification, so it's definitely a crossover, and you're starting to see a lot of different ethnicities moving in, walking around, and doing different things. But diversifying your brand is interesting, and I always applaud my girlfriend Enemy over Enemy Studios because she has a diverse clientele. You go in there, you can always see an array of Hispanic, white, Chinese, and Asian, whatever in her, and including Black instructors as well as others that she has. So it's a process. I think it's something that, again, you can do only what you attract. I mean, I'm always 80-90% of my business, 95 is really African Americans. And then the other 5%, every now and then we get them in, but we're open. I'm definitely open to attracting more, but I'm happy with what I'm getting as far as being a Black business in a Black community. Hey,
I can say the times that I've been in the boutique and non-Blacks have come in, they are very appreciative and warm and love, your brand. You can tell that they made a
conscious effort.
Thank you. A conscious effort to come to Melodrama because they wanted to get their personal attention from you. And that's another thing, because your fashion, I would never have worn, and this is a Melodrama outfit. I would never have, when you met me, when we reconnected, I was only wearing Black.
Right.
Every day, all the time Black. And when I met Jackie, she'd say, oh, well, just, do a splash of color, do whatever you want to do. You really know your craft, and I think you're so good with people that it makes them feel comfortable, and they'll travel wherever, Yeah. And Kim,
thank you.
Kim is the same way with Lamique as well. My eyebrows are getting better. I am doing the 20-minute, like the idea of making my face up in 20 minutes. And Kim knows. I was like, Kim, I don't have that kind of time. I'm rolling out of bed and I got to go. I don't have time for that.
And Kim has a craft. I just sent her a picture and she was able to match my foundation. And I could have went in line somewhere and it's taking them every bit of an hour to match me a foundation. So thank you, Kim.
Thank you, Chandra.
I love the foundation moment.
Yes.
I don't look like I'm entering a casket.
Yes.
Oh, not the casket.
Yeah.
If you're having a hard time finding a foundation for your skin tone, email us a picture, send us a picture, hello at Lamique Beauty. We will send you a custom foundation just for you. So you can go to our website and purchase it, lamiquebeauty.com. But I must say
Better sell.
that,
Get it in where you can.
Yes, I love it.
that but
Walking commercial.
I must say that, you know, our products, any woman can wear them, any shade of woman. What we've done is put a stake in the ground and say that we're not forgetting about our dark skinned sisters, because a lot of makeup brands have. So when we elevate and celebrate darker skin tone women, we still have other women on our website, other women on our social media of fair skin. It's not just like anyone. We're inclusive, but we're just letting people know, and dark skinned women, because a lot of times we've been left out, letting y'all know, hey, no, we're here. We got you. Come on over. And but I would notice, like, at the Forward Times, they did an ad for the Black owned businesses, and that drove business to us, even from people of all different backgrounds. To be honest, the Black Lives Matter movement drove more clients of other nationalities than even just Black people. Because
Yeah.
I can shop from a Black-owned business. Maybe I don't know about it because maybe they didn't have the marketing to reach me or something like that. But a lipstick is a lipstick, and a good foundation is a good foundation. And just like melodrama clothes are gonna look good on fair skin, just like it's gonna look good on dark skin, and so is our couture shirts, right? And so all women can wear our products and do our brand. And sometimes when you raise your hand, like Kim and Karen are in the media field that are making awareness around our brands, and you, Kelly and Chandra, then that lets people know that hey, we're here. And so we're getting more attention and more customers from different backgrounds, and we love it.
That's great. And Shantae, you have an interesting story about your brand and really what elevated Dr. Tour, and really, can you share your story about how, you know, what happened? I want you to tell your story about what really made you, where you were actually accused of being a racist because of your brand.
So I originally started looking for, I tell my story as I started looking for t-shirts for African-American women that were nice, soft, sophisticated, fashionable, all that, and I couldn't find it. So that started kind of my journey in 2018, was to look for, or to start creating a brand that would inspire and empower all women, regardless of race, shade, didn't matter. And what ended up happening is I was working, as I am now, and I started Das Couture, and my first t-shirt was Black, Educated, and Empowered. I put that t-shirt online. It was the very first one. Put it online, and people who worked for me accused me of being racist because the t-shirt said Black, Educated, and Empowered. And I think the world had not been exposed to what we've been exposed to now, right? Since 2018. So I think had we been where we are now, when I started Das Couture, it would have been taken differently. But that kind of empowered me to just push more to empower women, Black women, to speak, to wear statement tees, to say what we want to say, because a great t-shirt just makes us feel great, right? That's why we wear a statement t-shirt, is for women to say, or someone to say, hey, what does that mean? Or, you know, let's talk about it. So that was kind of why I started. I was accused of being a racist, was never founded, never, no one ever, it was never, what am I trying to say? They never figured it out. And, you know, and I'm not sure why they accused me of that, but it was pretty much the t-shirt. And here I am, what, 2 years later, 3 years later. And I am so successful and very happy with what's going on now. So that's my story.
Yeah, and that's an awesome story. And I need you to work on telling that story more often.
Because I never say it.
It does make a difference, especially now with what we're dealing with, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement and all of that. we need to tell that story, and then also share that, as women and business owners, how do you all share your stories? Kim Floyd. Kim,
How do I share my story?
and being in a leadership role with a very powerful media outlet.
I think for me, I usually share my story, of course, in these platforms, but then, also social media, it tells a story for me, and I'll share it socially. I'll share it with, my team, because a lot of people don't know, my background, my story. People don't know, oh, I started in corporate America, and then I went to, I'm a financial analyst by background. So people don't know that. I have an economics degree and an MBA, but I'm in media. I'm not a journalism major, but I'm in the media world. So, when I share my story with people, it's me sharing kind of a part of me, a bit of me. It's, socially through, my blogs, in DMars, I kind of express myself there at d-mars.com. I love travel. So, I share a bit of myself through my blogs and through our travel posts, on twogirlswhotravel.com. That's our blog. I'll share a little bit of me there. Those are all outlets for me.
And so, you, Jackie,
Yes.
what platforms do you use to tell your story? Because again, like Kim, let's tell your story. We know it, but the world may not know.
Yeah, well, it's also on my website. So we are, I have a background in physics. I graduated from Grambling State University in the 90s. And
Good job, Jackie.
okay, but I have a science background, and I worked in my degree field, did some oil and gas and MD Anderson for a little bit. But my love and passion has always been fashion and retail. And so I always, when I graduated from college, my first job was a job in the mall part time, because when I graduated from school, when I came back to Grambling in Houston, I really didn't know many of my friends. They had kind of started families, and their lives just didn't was different, and I was ready to get it moving and get out. So I had to meet some new people in the life that I wanted to lead. So that's kind of where my background, and I just soared in retail management and became a buyer for a small company, and kind of soared and excelled in that space. I have a background styling videos. I did some freelance styling and did some videos with Rap a Lot Records for a couple of years out there too, and stuff like that. So and I love it. I still love fashion, and I do miss the styling world. I only opened Melodrama because it was not enough paid gigs to do styling work like I wanted to. And the only way I was doing it was freelancing and doing the rap videos, which was not enough fashion for me.
Yeah.
So
Right.
the life of baby oil and booties. It was real. But so now it's an opportunity for me to do my fashion. When I decided to open Melodrama, I wanted it to be in Third Ward, just because I've always loved the progressive people in Third Ward, and it was always great things and fun things happening. I used to hang out at Mahogany Cafe back in the day and listen to some wonderful poetry, and I always came to Third Ward for that, just that connection and that vibe and energy. So when it was time to do a business, that's how Melodrama was born. I wanted to be in that energy and that spirit of people, and took the leap of faith, because what Third World looks like now is totally not what it looked like 18 years ago. I still remember when I signed my lease and they just finished, Alameda was dug up and they was repaving and putting new street signs and new everything down on Alameda. And when all that was happening, I was like, okay, this is kind of where I wanted to be. And you got to do your research when you're looking for brick and mortar and really understand what's going to happen in that area and how it's going to be a benefit to you. So, but yeah, so that's kind of my platform. My space, my background is, science, but I love fashion and I love empowering and working with women. And as you know, fashion empowerment is, something I do from my heart, and, helping other people open their business
I was
or,
getting ready to say that, Jackie.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What was that, Shantae?
I was getting ready to say that Jackie gives a lot of other people opportunities to showcase their items and their wares as well. When I started, I didn't start in melodrama. We kind of talked about it for a long time and finally said, let's just do it. And so we kind of launched Das Couture at melodrama, and it worked out really well. It was a great partnership. So,
Yeah.
and with my growth and moving on, I've been able to do that, grow, move on, and because of one of the opportunities, which was Jackie and melodrama.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
thank you.
So, yeah, we'll do that next. So, I wanted to ask, what are your thoughts on your family and friends supporting your business?
Karen, let's go.
Oh no, you didn't.
Okay.
Because it gets kind of tricky, when
It does.
you have this grand idea and you believe in yourself and, you need that friend, you need that family member sometimes to help boost your self-esteem so that you can press forward. So
I say
what are your
separate
thoughts
it.
behind that? Separated, Jackie?
You got to keep it separate, because that's the one thing I tell people, that my family and my friends are not my customers. And that's okay. They are my family and they're my friends. Now, what the one thing about those relationships, so you don't get mad at people and you be holding people responsible because you don't come shop me and you my cousin and you my this and all of that. Hey. That's not where you go with business. You really look at when you do a business plan, and that's why I'm always telling people do a business plan. Now, if your business plan includes your aunt, your cousin, then you need to do another business plan. You really got to understand who your demographic, who your clients, what their income, what you're selling stuff at, so you are clear on who you going after. Friends and family are good. They're gonna laugh. You're gonna see them at Thanksgiving, Christmas, a good dinner. Enjoy that relationship and that friendship, so you don't put a strain on yourself and in your head, because you done created this whole thing about what you thought that it should be on your expectation, where you went wrong. Because if that's the case, you should have set them down when you was doing that business plan and said, because I'm expecting you to come by every week and spend $250 with me, right? So people need to be clear. You got these clear expectations that we supposed to, I'm your family. Let me be your friend. Let me be your family member. And I think that's how I have maintained my balance, because my family love me and I love them. But that's not who I'm looking for business guidance. That's why I have a great secret sister circle and secret circle, because we hold some secrets too. So, right. So as I say that, I'm just saying, so with having this circle of women, I can come to you guys for business and some advice and, break down and be like, oh my God, I just going, because my family be like, girl, what you mean? Like, because everything you see, everybody see is probably great and good and everything's wonderful, but you need to have some place and some people that you can go to and just, you know what I'm saying? And throw your head back for real, right?
Right. Jackie, we're not doing 20 events in May. We're not gonna
see, and she tell me we not. And then I look forward to Karen and coming over there and eating that good fish and lamb. And I'm hoping we do something again with our sister circle at the pool. But I look forward to that relaxation. And although we do work together, our friendship is something different. But I'm not, looking for my family and friends over here in a certain space. A lot of times the sister circle pick up the pieces in that space and not replacing, because you can't replace family in that space, but it's the support that you get that you need in my now situation that I get from you guys. So I want to tell all of you guys, I appreciate you and I love you.
Oh, thank you.
We love you.
Karen, you kind of laughed when we mentioned that about the support from the family. Now, your family business, you're a second generation publisher. You've been in business longer than anyone in this group for 60 years. Tell us how that's worked out for you as it relates to support from family.
61 years, baby. Give me my years.
61.
We've been in business 61 years. And so
that
I
pandemic
guess
year kind of caught us.
Yeah. I see it a couple of ways. But being a family business, a lot of our family has worked here. So to me, that's great support, because we wouldn't be where we are without the support of our family. Of course, my mom, she was one that didn't let family get in the way of that. If they were doing something wrong, she didn't have a problem firing them. She used to always tell us how she fired her own father. because he was drinking beer on the job. but as far as sustaining business with your friends, and you know, I feel like some people say sometimes people don't think about it. Well, they should. You know, if you know that a person's in business, I try to support all of my friends as much as I can. But sometimes that's not reciprocated. You know, you can support everything they do, and they'll never come your way, but always expect you to be there for them. And so, you know, after a while, you know, you just kind of, and I had to get to that point to say, okay, they're not supporting me, but don't have a problem always asking me for things. And sometimes you have to turn that side and say, okay, enough. And let me support the people that support me. And even if I support a lot of people I don't even know. But after so many years and you neighbors, especially in business, and they don't support you, then you just, after a while, you draw the line and you move on. You move on to those that want to support you or don't know, but you put your energy that way and not worry about the ones that aren't supporting you. But it would be nice when people support you, besides when they get in trouble.
Right. Well, I can tell you, I feel guilty when I buy another. I won't buy no more lipstick from nobody else.
So we want to pass the baton over to you because you started your business very young. And so what was that support? Were you looking for that support from family and friends, or was that support there starting in the business so young?
Yeah, you know, my family was really supportive of me when I got started. My mom would work part-time at Lamique from the post office. my sisters worked with me before. All three of my sisters actually worked with me before. And so I definitely got support from my family. And then as you start to evolve and all of that, and friends, you know, a lot of your friends, sometimes they hear what you're doing, but they don't really, you know, understand sometimes how you're doing it, because they're kind of like, how do you even know how to make lip gloss, right? Or whatever it is, you know, they're just like, how do you know how to do that? Like, what makes it so? It's like sometimes people that are close to you sometimes don't see the gifts and the brilliance that you have. Sometimes they just, you know, they just so close to it, you know. And I think that, you know, sometimes over time though, you keep working, you keep going, and then your friends sometimes will come around, right? They'll come around, they're proud, they're excited, and that kind of thing. But you're in business a lot of times for a purpose, for a mission, and sometimes the mission that you're on may not even be solving the problem that your friends have. You might be solving a problem that your friends or have providing a service that your friends don't even have. You know, so maybe they may not even be your target audience. And so you're sort of looking at them and maybe they're not even your target audience, you know? So that's how I kind of look at that. I must say I grew up with the women of Houston. They raised me. You know, I was 21, 22, 23, all my 20s, you know, working my brick and mortar store. And, you know, customers like Erica, I see in the chat, and other people, you know, I learned from you all. I am the businesswoman I am today because of everybody on this podcast and because of some of the viewers that are watching. You know, when I get to do makeup or I get to sell you a product, I get to hear you. I get to hear your story. And that makes me a better person. Kim was one of the first people who gave me one of my first awards, Kim Floyd in Houston, you know, and I must say she provided a platform for me that then everybody was then looking, saying, who is that girl with that makeup, you know? And so those are the kind of things that I needed. And I must say that it's really important for us to support one another. Think about, let's also transition from just support to shopping, right? And utilizing services. I don't go out and say I'm supporting Macy's. Macy's does not need my support. like so sometimes even changing our attitude towards shopping and utilizing each other's services. Because we have, you go shop different places, you go eat at different restaurants, you're not there supporting it, you're shopping it, you're getting the stuff. So that's the way sometimes we also have to elevate the way we're thinking, because sometimes people act like, you know, they helping you and like if it don't work out, then they want to, come for you personally and stuff like that. And so we just kind of got to watch that, how we sort of look at that too.
Right. One other thing I was going to say is I totally agree, Kim, is my boys. So we talk about family support. I have my boys and my husband in here pressing shirts and doing shirts all the time now that I've gotten a little busier. So family support, I gotta have it because that's what I have right now until I get a little larger. But it's worked out well, and they support me wholly, and they wear my shirts and they talk about it all the time with friends and family as well. So the family support, gotta have it.
Okay. I wanted to go back. Jimmy asked the question, I think it was directed to you, Jackie, and Karen as well. With all of the changes in Third Ward, what changes are you thinking about to meet the new demand? And I'm sure Jimmy's probably talking about the diversification in the community, the gentrification that's going on. You all want to comment on that, either Karen or Jackie, since you have brick and mortar structures on Alameda, in the corridor?
I think Jackie. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jackie.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, when we kind of mentioned it a little bit, and we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, because I'm available for it. I mean, I haven't done anything any different than, I mean, I've always carried a diverse look as far as in my store. It doesn't trend on any one thing. I have a variety for professional, all different type of women, lifestyle, travel, and things of that nature. So my inventory package is solid for the woman, and any woman that walks through the door. As the changes are happening in Third Ward, I welcome them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm available. Our store hours are what they are based on the COVID situation. So we haven't extended our hours back to our normal hours. But I mean, as far as with what I'm doing and what I have done, with now I have a website. So if people are interested in shopping at Melodrama Boutique and want to kind of do a little bit of their due diligence, so to speak, before they come in, they have an opportunity to go online, check out my inventory, come back in and see what we have. But I will say, with the influx of new people coming into the area, it hasn't been like we haven't had what they needed in the area. So it's not like they're coming in the store and they're saying, oh, well, I was coming and I was looking for, I don't have, and this and that. So it's an opportunity, if anything, for them to navigate themselves around the neighborhood and see what's available and support and shop and eat and drink like that. I see them do at times. The coffee shop stays busy across the street with a diverse group of people. If you can see people walking around, moving around, going to the gym in the back of the building. So I think what we're doing is we're welcoming them more than anything into the business that we have that exists.
And Karen, you want to comment? I know you've been in existence and on that corridor for over 50 years.
60. You just keep cheating. We've been on this corner.
No. I was talking about actually being on Alameda. So how long has the business? Because I know you all started
60 years.
downtown. So
We've been 60 years. We've been on this corner 60 years.
Okay. So
our first year in business was downtown, and then we've been on the corner 60 years. Okay. But as far as the changes in Third Ward, they are a lot. I'm fortunate enough. My mother, invested in property on Alameda. So with the building that we're in now, some of the changes we're making here, we as you know, we're building a studio here, a 5 or 6 set studio, where people can come in and do whatever they need to do, rent out the space, whatever. And also I'm looking to do some development here on Alameda. Had a rendering drawing of some things that I wanted to do, and then COVID hit. I'm so glad I didn't get into what I had planned. I was going to do an executive office suite building and retail, and but now we're kind of still on the track to do some retail and some other development, probably some townhomes. But definitely you got to evolve and then keep up with the growing, because Alameda is the next street that they're developing. A lot of business coming in, a lot of people buying up land. You know, y'all know I'm right across the street from Gerald Womack. We get all kind of offers for the property we own, and we just made up our mind. And I think also Walter Strickland down the street, we just made up our mind. No, we're holding on our land, and whatever y'all think y'all gonna do, huh?
I was about to say, can you tell a story about your dad though? When you talk about telling stories, Karen told me a story that impacted me so much when she told it. Tell it real quick, Karen, about being on Alameda, what it used to be like.
Oh man, I'm old enough to remember what Alameda used to look like with all the black businesses on Alameda and between Alameda and formerly Dowling, which is Emancipation now. You know, it was something to see that many black businesses around us, and our parents knew everybody's parents knew each other, and the kids would tag along, and it was record stores, barbershops. The first Burger King on Alameda, right off Wheeler, was owned by black people. It was Judson Robinson, and just so many black businesses. And we tagged along, and they were all, like I said, they were all our parents' friends, and it was something to see that many black-owned businesses, and we supported each other. And so I think I was talking to Kim about my mom before she died, probably about 8 months before she died. She would often put a sign up on some of the property just to kind of gauge the market. And so we had walked down to collect some rent from the car wash. And I said, Mom, I don't even know what you want for that corner. And she told me what she wanted. She said, I'm not really interested in selling. She said, but baby, she looked at me in such a serious way. And she said, baby, whatever you do, don't just give this property away. And I don't know, that just stuck with me, because you think about how hard your parents worked to acquire land, to make something different. And they coming through offering, they dangling cash in front of you like crazy, like you're just going to grab it. But I also remember my mother saying, if you don't have a plan for that money, it gets away from you. And so that's why it's important to have plans and not be, all excited. I mean, man, I could be at home, you know what I'm saying? But like another thing she said, they ain't making no more land. So I don't get caught up in buying this and that and got to have the best purse and the shoes. And I'm not knocking people that do that, but I like to see my money in the bank. Hey, man, I'm going to hold on to what we have. I don't want to be one of those walking up, driving like, oh, I used to own that. That's not going to be me. That's not going to be me. And so quite naturally, they pull it in here, and it's changing. It's changing. Taxes, they trying to tax us out of here. But we hold it on. I mean, I thank God for Gerald Womack, because every year we never miss a year go down to protest these taxes. And he's right there with me. And so I really appreciate him because he looks out for me. Right.
Yeah.
So
with that, we have Nakia Cooper who asked the question.
I love that question.
How do you cut someone from your sister circle when they are not benefiting the group?
Woo!
It will be Nakia. It will be Nakia to ask that
yes,
question.
Nakia, I love it.
Nakia's so mad. She's mad.
I love Nakia.
Yeah.
And the plot thickens.
She asked the hard questions. So anyone can
Kim Floyd, which is because
I'm probably the one that's about to be cut because I don't come to as many meetings as I'm supposed to. I'm on the edge, y'all. I'm on the edge.
Let's see how you answer that. No, just
I felt it.
Every once in a while, I'll say, "Where is Kim Floyd?" And
but y'all always catch me coming back from a trip.
And I love those trips, girl.
Okay, answer the kids' question. How do you cut somebody from the group?
I
think I answered it. I mean, when you don't show up, when you don't, when you're not a part of the sister circle, when you stop being a part, I find myself, and I get so caught up sometimes in my life that, I want to make sure that I'm a part of everybody else's life. And I think that's the important part. When people stop being a part of their life and you got to cut them off, they may ease off the group chat. They may not get that invite again. You sometimes it's just okay. You went from 6 people to 5, and it's just as easy as that. Now, some people may not go as easy. But you have to like Karen, Karen, like you said, you don't play, you don't cut corners, you just say it, but sometimes you just need to tell people.
So
like Kelly said, where are you?
Yeah, the truth. Sometimes you tell somebody the truth about something, they can cut them out, if they can't handle it. But
you can't handle the truth.
Handle it. I can handle it. I'm like, let me go stop by. I'm by Melodrama today. Hey, Jackie.
You did. We'll come by, and I
will
tell
pop
Kelly,
up.
I say, Kim came by today.
I sure did.
Have you seen Kim? She told me, yeah, I saw Kim. She came and got her hair done and stopped by. I was like, oh, okay, well, good. Because because I just wanted to put my eyes on you. So
I'm still alive.
And I can vouch. Yes, she is.
Good. Well, we're wrapping up. We are so over our time, but this was a good dialogue, good conversation. I would like to kind of wrap it up with each of you just kind of telling us what you have going on coming up in the future and things that we can support. Karen, I know you're doing an event tomorrow with the American Heart Association. And many people don't know that. Well, that's how we started out. That's how our organization, how our friendship started with the Sister Circle. So you'll be online tomorrow with an event at, is it 6 p.m. or 5 p.m.?
5:30, I think.
5:30.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll
Is
be
it
live.
online live?
Yeah, it's live, and Karen will moderate. It's on. You can go to Forward Times to the Forward Times Facebook page. It is posted on there, and we'll
Okay.
Alex will drop it into our chat box to our group as well. But
Okay.
Kim, anything else? Well, and also Karen talked about, and that was a wonderful story. And we don't talk a lot about the generational wealth, but I know that that's really important to Karen. So I know some good things or greater things are going to come out of Forward Times with the studio. I know ideally the goal is to have a talk show. So that'll be coming up soon as well. And so she'll talk about those things and just a talk show for everyday women. I know she always comments that someone actually said to her, "You cook?" And she's like, "Yeah, I cook. How am I supposed to eat?"
Right.
Different things like that with her being a CEO and a publisher. So she has some big things coming, and I know what she has coming up because I talk to her all day, every day.
Right.
Anything? Did I miss anything, Karen?
I think that's it. You great mouthpiece.
Thank you. And then also on her property next to Forward Times, we have a food truck park that's going to launch this weekend called the Bus Stop Food Truck Park, and that's run by Spectrum Financial, Anthony Colbert. So excited about that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Will y'all be doing like Uber Eats or anything from the food trucks? Any delivery?
I don't know, but since you put it out there, we'll definitely put that bug in his ear. But you
Please put that bug.
But you can always jump in your ride and drive down a few blocks and grab something from the food
I'll
truck.
bring you some food, Jackie.
Okay, I was just about to say that. The weekends are my busiest. Thank the Lord. Thank him. Okay.
Shante, what do you have? You have anything coming up? Any pop-ups anywhere?
I have a pop-up shop. I'm available. DOS Couture is available 24/7. DOSCouture.com. So anyone can always go on there and shop. I have a pop-up coming up on April 1st in Sugarland, and a private pop-up that I am booking shortly. So I will
define private. That means it's invitation only.
We can't come.
You have to RSVP to find out where it is.
Oh, she acting funny.
Yeah,
she acting funny.
So you have to do that. But I have those two things coming up, and new collections coming out for Mother's Day is coming up. So we have some things coming out for that too.
And thank you for designing our girls trip t-shirt. Thank you.
Sure. Take pics, tag DOS.
Yes. And Jackie, what do you have coming up? I know you have an event this week.
We have an event on Friday coming up on the 26th. Our Women Girls Pearls, in recognition of Women History Month. We partnered with the City of Houston Health Department. My Prenatal Promise is what we are going to be talking about, and an opportunity for you to make that prenatal promise as well. And it's a shopping event. We have live art. We have Delicious, Crumbville, vegan desserts we'll be serving. I have some custom sips, custom wine, white and red. So you'll have your own bottle that'll be available at the event. And then we'll have a selfie photo booth moving around outdoor, indoor that you'll be able to have fun with. And it's an opportunity to learn what that My Prenatal Promise is. And it's an opportunity for, there is a situation with young mothers having babies that are dealing with issues due to syphilis, being blind and having a lot of different birth defects. And come to find out, you basically, to get a syphilis test, you need to ask for that test. So the My Prenatal Promise is you saying that I'm going to be sure to ask for it, or for you as a woman to just share with another young person that if you are pregnant or planning to get pregnant, to be sure you ask for the syphilis test, because it can lie dormant in our bodies, and we are having issues with, now we have an influx of newborns being born with birth defects due to syphilis. So that's what the whole My Prenatal Promise is about. So it's a great awareness and a great opportunity. So the theme for it is Chucks and Pearls. So you can come out with your Chucks and Pearls, hang out. We're going to have a great time at the boutique from 5 to 7 on the 26th. I know there was a lot, but this is kind of our first big event with COVID and making sure it's indoor, outdoor safe. And I put a lot of pieces and moving parts for it to be a great experience for everybody to get that information out there, because I thought it was a much needed conversation sometime that we need to have sometime, those hard conversations that make us uncomfortable. So then with that, we have coming up on, we're doing a push drive, a book drive for kids books. So if anybody have some kids books, we are a donation spot for Wendy Richard's book drive. So we are collecting books in melodrama right now, any kids books of any kind. And then we have coming up on the 31st, our ending of the March Women's Month, Women's History Month, with Raquel Jones. Her empowerment church ministry is going to be hosting something in melodrama from 5 to 7. So we are doing some small events and, community partnerships, as we have been known for over the years. So we're just getting back to what we know, we love, and what we do. So if you can come out, you can always go to the website melodramaboutique.com and check it all out. And on Instagram, we're melodrama, the number 18 years. And you can see all of the events that we have coming up. And we're on Eventbrite, all of those great things, and just see what we got going on, all our partnerships and things. But most importantly, shopping.
Thank you, Jackie. Kim, do you have anything coming up that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I would say follow us at Lamik Beauty. LAMIK stands for love and makeup and kindness, beauty, because we have a lot of things coming up. We got to, like what we talked about, we got some things coming up with melodrama. We got things coming up just across the sphere of events and panels and things like that we do, and events that we do. But follow us on at Lamik Beauty on all social platforms, everything. Instagram is a great place so you can follow along and then know about everything. Get on our email list. So you'll get the email directly to you. And then join me on Friday Night Live.
Yes.
Yes.
I have your credit card ready.
Get you some wine, because Kim gonna be here.
Yes.
All right, and we'll round it up with Kim Floyd. What's going on with you over at DMARS, and then also your travel blog that you have?
Well, we just had a huge event, even during COVID, but it was socially distanced, sanitizers, everything. We just had our top 50 professionals and entrepreneurs a couple weeks ago, and that was top 50 Black professionals and entrepreneurs. We have next coming up our top 30 influential women, and we definitely want everyone to support us, send us your nominations, and go to d-mars.com. You can also go to top30women.com. So we want you to definitely send your nominations. The event, you have time, but nominations close the end of April. And the awards gala is going to be October 1st. So it's coming up pretty soon. So definitely please support us. d-mars.com, top30women.com.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies. I want to say thank you so much for coming. And this is my sister circle. Thank you, Chandra, for allowing me to have my sister circle. If you
Thank you, Chandra.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is one of my oldest and dearest friends, and she gets jealous all the time. It's a whole drama.
Ain't nobody asked you that.
One of my oldest and dearest friends for over 30 years. So
TMI.
what y'all doing next? What you doing this is but
Chandra, she's the same way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She jealous of you because Chandra come and help me. She jealous, Chandra. She just
yeah. I don't know. Anyway.
She'd be like, "Well, how did you talk to Karen? I didn't know anything about her."
And that's her too.
So let's say this. We didn't get to talk about Kelly a lot. She was asking a lot of the questions, but I need y'all to know that is the master facilitator of the group.
Right.
And
I'm
so
sure.
y'all need to know that when you
He's the boss.
how do you get a
Uh-huh.
sister circle? You need a master facilitator, and that's Kelly.
Really do. Brings us all together.
You got the
Uh-huh.
boss of
My
me.
bad.
She's the boss of us.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love you all, and I thank you all for always being genuine and honest, and that's something we didn't get to touch on because the hour really wasn't long enough. But we'll I think this is probably going to be a hot topic for us when we do the talk show over at Forward Time Studios, Black and Forward. So we definitely going to continue this. We're going to continue this conversation because I think it's good, and people, women need, especially women, they need to see that African American women can work together and support one another and be successful in business and in life and in friendship. So thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you so
you
much.
for having
And I
us.
love you.
Bye.
All right. Good night. Thank
Good
you.
night.
God bless.